So here in New York City, back on June 11th, Mo Donegal, the favorite, won the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown at the 154th running of the Belmont Stakes. Next, a 10-minute talk, horse racing NFTs, bridging traditional sports with the Metaverse, with Kia Joorabchian, managing partner AMO Racing and Omni Horse Racing.
Hi, thank you for having us today. Just a short little background about myself. I started off in the sports business around 2004, and we developed a concept at the time which somewhat relates to the way that the NFT works today, which is purchasing the rights of football players. And instead of the traditional method of clubs having the ownerships, we would have companies who would ultimately have investors at the time, and they would own the rights of the football players and the rights of the way that the sports people worked. Back in 2001, my passion for racing started, and started having racehorses, and ever since then really never looked back. In 2017, we started off, we moved from what was Karma Racing to Ammo Racing, and we created a stable of horse races that was at the time, I think, around 40, 45 in 2017. Since then, we've grown. We're currently over 140 horses in our stable. We have had multiple Group 2 and Group 3 winners, and we are hunting down our Group 1 winner. We came second to the Derby last year with a wonderful horse called Mojo Star. Came second to the Ledger, and this year in the Go Cup over at Ascot. And whilst we were creating this racing team, and a lot of the sports people, a lot of the sports players, a lot of them, if you know them in the marketplace, had started joining us and teaming up with us, we realized that the horse racing world is extremely limited to very people that are willing to put a lot of wealth behind it, because it's very expensive to buy a single racehorse and manage that racehorse, the month-by-month costs, the veterinarian costs, etc. And we thought, well, how could we expand this and create a scenario where we would allow people to come in and join us in this? And so through Ammo, we created small partnerships with some of our football players and other people, and we created little syndicates. However, really those syndicates are very limited, because those syndicates are limited to individuals joining, and you can't really allow the general public who actually go out and watch them and enjoy them involved. So we decided to come up with an idea which we're launching here in this conference as an idea of what the market thinks about this concept. This is a concept that hasn't yet been launched, but it is developing at the moment. And the idea is that using the 140 or so horses that we have and putting them into the marketplace, enabling the NFT users to engage with us as an owner into it. And using this concept, this is a slide that shows you the current global racing business is over 300 billion. One of the largest is in the US. The thing that no one has done is create a virtual reality. There seems to be a lot of virtual NFT racing games where you almost go through the entire racing process. You can breed, you can purchase, you can run horses in a virtual concept. No one has created a virtual reality yet. Why? Because a lot of people find it very difficult to run the reality side of it. But since 2017, we've spent over 20 to 30 million US dollars in creating a team that does the pre-training, the breeding, first of all. So we have got stallions that create and breed real horses. We have bought a lot of mares, and those mares are now producing babies. We have now then got a pre-training center in Ireland where we have our own team of 15, 20 people that basically pre-train all the horses. All our foals are taken care of in our own pre-training center. And then, of course, we then bring those out into the marketplace and put them into individual trainers across the globe at the moment in Ireland, UK, and the US. During those few years, before I decided to bring in even individual partners in the UK, I decided that the most important thing was to understand the concept like we did in other sports and make sure that we de-risk the new user. And so that's what we've been doing since 2017, and we created this virtual to reality now concept because we've already taken the risk. The most incredible part of it is that whoever joins our group can come in at any stage, can enter the process at any stage, can enter at a full stage, which is obviously before you know, and that is a risk. Enter at a yearling stage, which is just before they go out into a trainer, or enter the process at stages 2 and 3, which is after you've seen them run the first time, after you've seen them run the second time, after you've seen them run the third time. And by that time, you almost have your own feeling that, yes, that is a very good horse. And that is something that I'm willing to invest in. And that is something that I'm willing to make a process with. And that's what we did with our individual syndicates. And so therefore, when we started Omni Horse Racing, and we decided, okay, how do we create the NFT part of it? This is where we are now testing to see how the market reacts to something like this, what the market thinks about something like this. Because we take away all your risk initially by having the foal, the yearling, and having the horse run in the first time. And here you see a chart that says how it works and bridging that. The most beautiful part of this is that in a world where you have a lot of instability in the marketplace at the moment, with the markets, with crypto markets, with the real markets, and the up and downs that you have, this is a place where you have virtual linked to a reality. You actually have a real life horse linked to this. You can actually, at some point, we can actually convert those NFTs into a real horse. And if someone decided that, you know what, I actually love that horse and I really want to just take ownership of that, that is also possible. That is another thing that we're testing in the market. And the period of time. But just to have a part ownership of it, and we will be the first in the marketplace. I don't think anyone has ever done it. Why we're not worried about, why we're presenting a concept that hasn't yet been launched, but allows you guys to follow us and watch what we're doing, and we're not worried about it, is because I don't think that there's anyone else in the marketplace with the number of horses that we have, 140 odd horses, and growing to 200, and the investment that we have made that will be able to compete, and we're competing at the very high level. I'm sorry, I got to speak a bit quicker because I realize my time is running out. And creating this where you have a private jockey club, where you can actually attend the races, where you have your own exclusive access, and actually watch your horse grow and come up to a point where it becomes a stallion and then reproduces and potentially own its own foals, etc. I will run through these slides a bit quicker. So this is what the Omni Horse Jockey Club Premiership does. This is where the NFT holders can see videos, they can see the health situation, they can see the training of the horses, they can see individual training on a daily basis. They can actually have access to ask questions from the trainers and get answers. They can have answers about the number of races it will happen, and this is just a demo of what it would look like on a daily basis. This is a roadmap, and I realize that I have to finish off. So